Okay, guys, sorry, this is the follow-up to the video I was just posting. We are back into me making my Brawlers Best list for 2014. So I'm going to go ahead and split screen again and share some of the Bull City Wargaming stuff, so we can go more through some of these battles that I'm going to be going through. If you didn't catch some of the rules, previous video, otherwise here's the hyperlink up here, bullcitywargaming.com. And you can find the player pack up there in case you were curious, you just want to read along. So I will, once again, just cover game one is a battle line with 400 victory points. If your opponent does not have a unit containing fortitude in your deployment zone at the end of the game, again, crush your opponent, don't get crushed, gain 400 victory points. If you have a unit containing fortitude alive in your opponent's deployment zone, crush, don't be crushed. 300 additional victory points for more characters killed. Crush, don't be crushed. As essentially the motto for this one. Game 2, Blood and Glory, play the full 6 turns. I talked about this in the previous video if you saw it. If not, we'll go over it again. First player to break their opponent receives an additional 1,000 victory points, and the second player to break their opponent receives an additional 500. That's really cool because let's say you get broken, you have a low fortitude army or whatnot. This is kind of the staff's way of rewarding those, when you could take not necessarily rewarding those, but some armies with lower fortitude now can still table you after being broken. So your opponent would get the extra 1,000, and then you could still earn up all your victory points. So I think that's pretty cool, the break scenario there, that the game keeps going, and that's just kind of a little objective in it. Again, kill or be killed, essentially, or kill and don't die, essentially is that. So game 3 is a battle line. Gain 150 victory points for each of your 3 smallest, in terms of points, units that are alive at the end of the game. Okay, if you have more than 3 units that are equal in terms of smallness at the beginning of the game, nominate 3 of those tying units to keep alive for points. Okay, gain 150 victory points for each of your core units above half strength in terms of total wound count at the end of the game. You can score these points up to 4 times. Gain 150 victory points for each of your core units above half strength. That's kind of cool. Even though I don't know if I'll be gaining those points because Savage Orcs just work probably, I don't know. Sometimes they get down to half strength in the nitty-gritty, so we'll see. Gain an additional 150 victory points for each of your opponent's 3 smallest, in terms of points, units that you have killed. Okay, the counter of the previous one. Gain 50 victory points at the end of the game. You offer to buy your opponent a tasty, reasonably priced beverage. That's actually awesome. At the end of game 3, I guess that's the last game for day 1, you get an additional 50 victory points if you buy your opponent a drink, because I believe there's a bar inside this place, which is really, really awesome. I will be buying this opponent a drink. That sounds like a plan. Game 4 is a modified Dawn Attack. Special rules. Deploy with the Dawn Attack map, but do not use random deployment. Okay, I like that. Instead, each player deploys as normal, taking turns putting units down until complete. Each player must deploy at least 2 units in each deployment area, left, right, and center. If a player does not have enough units to deploy at least 2 in each, then he or she may choose which area is to only have 1. Okay, roll off for first turn as in a battle line scenario, and ignore the language about stealing initiative. Okay. So you can't steal initiative. All right. I'm not sure why we wouldn't. I don't know. Sometimes the stealing initiative is weird, because if you're rolling for first turn and then you get to roll to steal, it makes the other person helpless. I don't know. This is a conversation for a different day. Not the point of the video. Whatever. Additional objectives. At the end of the game, if one player A, has a unit with fortitude within 6 inches of the center of the board, and the other player B, does not, then player A gains 1,000 victory points. Cool. If both players have units with fortitude within 6 inches of the center of the board, each player gains 500 victory points. Okay, so they want you to fight. They want you to get in there and really just fight. I am scrolling up real quick, because that is pretty much the end of that scenario, to see where it qualifies a scoring unit, or a unit of fortitude in here. I don't know if that's their terms or if it's, no, it's not listed. Not listed yet. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's listed lower. I'm just curious if that's like their terminology or if it's actually a unit that contains Fortitude, isn't a banner or something like that. I guess we'll see in a second. And then game 5 is a regular old battle line. Gain 100 victory points for each enemy character slain. Additional 100 victory points per character if you slay the character in a challenge. Okay. Gain 250 additional victory points if your battle standard bearer still alive at the end of the game. Okay, if you don't have a BSB in your army, you automatically get those points. Yay, don't take a BSB, get 250 points. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a good, efficient plan. Gain 250 additional victory points if you captured more standards than your opponent. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Refresh this. Okay.